We welcome you into the 13th episode of Talking Blizz with Joey Bonadonna. This week, we welcome in wide receiver number 6, Mike Green. Mike, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. It's a blessing to be here.
Absolutely. You guys are coming off of a loss last week in Sioux Falls, but you guys still have an opportunity to make a run here for the playoffs starting this week on the road in Tulsa. Just a quick check-in. How are you guys feeling going into the rest of the season and knowing that you guys still have business to handle to kind of move forward and get to you guys' goal of getting to Vegas?
Everything has been competitive. We've been working very hard offensively, defensively, with special teams. And we've just been trying to make sure we put everything together because, like you said, it all lies on our hands if we just went out, you know what I'm saying? So we're just trying to make sure we put all the pieces of the puzzle together and try to make sure we work as one, you know what I'm saying, or a unit.
Absolutely. This wide receiver unit, kind of over the last few weeks, we just talked about this a little bit before the show, but since you've kind of come onto the scene at some point kind of the middle of the season, it really has been the core four of yourself, Steve Newbold, Shaq Kieranton, and Marquise Irvin. How do you guys feel that unit's been gelling on the field over the last few weeks?
I feel like we've been doing a great job gelling. We've basically had a great connection since camp also. Just also all four of us coming in working hard. We know that a lot of the offense, you know what I'm saying, relies on us as far as blocking, receiving. Either both parts of those play a vital key of us scoring. So, you know what I'm saying, we take a lot of pride in that, and we hold each other accountable every day as far as, like, receivers, you know what I'm saying. So we just take big pride in being the receiver group, to being the people that we are, and it's just a blessing to be around each other.
You also touched on the special teams aspect. Your big impact has also been the special teams, being in the return game. You were the Week 11 IFL Special Teams Player of the Week. The return unit and kind of how the special teams progressed over the years. How have you felt that that's also been working since you've kind of been with that unit?
I feel like everything's ran smoothly. Like I said, I feel like everybody feels like it's just a blessing to be down here. So everybody is just trying their best to do their best on the field. Like Coach says always, do your 1/8, you know what I'm saying? So everybody's doing their 1/8 on the field. So as long as everybody's doing their 1/8 on the field, I feel like we gel perfectly, you know what I'm saying? We starting to get big returns, and everybody's just having fun. That's all it's about, having fun.
And now diving in a little bit into your story, originally you're from Albany, Georgia, and also played your college at Albany State. Kind of want to just dive into how your story worked. Dual sport athlete, playing at Albany State, football and basketball. Kind of growing up, what got you into both of those sports?
Honestly, I just have to say my parents, especially my mom, you know what I'm saying? She's a blessing to me, you know what I'm saying? She's God-driven. She's always on to me, you know what I'm saying? And like, sports was just a God-given talent, you know what I'm saying? And it was just peace to me, you feel me? And football wasn't just always my, you know what I'm saying, thing. I was really so much more of a basketball and baseball type player, you feel me? Football came around with, you know what I'm saying, he was one of my childhood friends. It's like my brother. His name's Ty. You know what I'm saying? He was my quarterback. So high school, he was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, come out and play. So I went and played high school, you know what I'm saying? And I started to fall in love with it in high school, and I walked on, actually, in college to play football. I walked on at Albany State. And from there, it's just God, just a blessing for real. Like, I don't even, to this day, like, everything is still just amazing to me, you feel me?
And I do want to dive into your basketball playing time too. Describe your game and kind of that side and that sport. What did you bring to the table on the court?
Okay, so high school, I ended up being player of the year in basketball. Georgia player of the year, Albany Georgia player of the year, and I was Destiny Transports player of the year. I was second team All-State, and in college, I was more so of like one of the star players also, you feel me? I I started all 4 years. I was like second in rebounding. I was first in steals, like second in points. So I mean, if I had to describe my game as a person, I'd probably say I'm more of a Ja Morant style type of guy. I'm explosive, you know what I'm saying, to the rim. But I probably would say I shoot a little better than Ja.
Yeah, that is true. I definitely would say that John Morant's a little bit more of a slasher type. He's gonna give you his worth at the rim. But from the highlights I've seen, you looked like a great facilitator, Lob City, and then I've also seen your shot shooting around here in Green Bay. So we'll put you up there higher than Ja. But kind of the transition here in college, you're playing basketball 4 years, and also your stint playing football. When did you make that switch over to football and know that you might have an opportunity to play at the professional level?
I want to say it was technically supposed to be my senior year of football, but I redshirted my first year for basketball, so I had a quote-unquote another year. If I was to just play basketball that second semester, I wasn't going to be able to play football in the fall. So at the end of technically my senior year of football, I started to get like different looks from like just different teams from quote unquote my coach's standpoint. From they was telling me, and they was saying like I have a better chance of getting recruited for football with my athleticism than as many spots as basketball. There's more spots in football than there is in basketball. And I was actually on the Black College All-American watch list. And from then on, I just started to, you know what I'm saying, just blow up at football. So my coaches and I had a sit-down conversation. Then I had a conversation with my mom. And I prayed about it, had a conversation with God about it. And at the end of the day, I just put it in his hands. And I felt like that this was the way I should go. So I chose football over basketball. I ended up playing 4 games my last year for basketball. And I just sat out for the rest of the season so I could play football the next year.
And diving into kind of how you made your way here, the question that I feel like has worked out with a lot of just the timeline for a lot of players on this team is that COVID had an impact on a lot of players and their progression to the next level. How did COVID impact you and your continuation in trying to get into a professional career?
COVID actually impacted me a lot, especially coming off of a torn UCL, so I missed most of my senior season. And with COVID, not having a pro day and having to sit down like so long, especially with other people the next year being able to play, and actually, you know how time goes. When time goes, you go. If you sitting out a year, you know what I'm saying, respectively, like some people are still playing, some people still in college and have the opportunity to still be playing. So, I mean, when it's as far as getting looked at and stuff like that, I feel like everybody in the COVID year really got overlooked for real because, like, athletes come in every day, you feel me? So I feel like COVID played a big role in my standpoint. But as far as here, I feel like it's just a blessing to even be here. Like, me being here is like, it's unreal. Like, the way I even got here is just, it's nothing but God, man. It's a blessing, bro. I'm still like just taking it all in myself. And it's week 13, week 14. I've been here since February. Yeah, man.
Walk me through that a little bit. How did that work with Coach Roberson and making your way here to Green Bay? I know we talked about the receiver room kind of coming into the season, but what allowed you, what led you to make your way here to Green Bay?
So initially, I was probably like, I just got back from Chicago playing semi-pro, and I felt like that may be just the end of my career right there, just semi-pro. But like I said, man, I'm real tough on like God. Like I'm a real God type of person. I'm real spiritual, and so I had a conversation with God, and I was like, hey, if it's my time to just give it up, it's my time to just give it up. But you know what I'm saying? I'm only on his timing, and I'm only can do his will. You feel me? So I feel like he was telling me to just try it again. So I took a leap of faith, and I just sent my film to almost every team in the IFL. Actually, I still have it on my Instagram. I sent it to every team in the IFL, and it just so happened that Green Bay responded with like a player email, or like I guess it was the recruiter's email. So I sent my film to him, and I didn't hear nothing back from nobody after that or anything for a couple days. And I hit up one of my old friends. He was my quarterback in Chicago. He actually was the quarterback here, and I want to say 2018, 2019, Damian May.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I hit him up, and I was like, hey, man, I sent my film over to, you know what I'm saying, y'all recruiters. I was trying to see, could you know what I'm saying, see if they got it or not. So he actually hit up Coach Matt, and Coach Matt hit me up within like 2-3 hours and like, yeah, I just seen your film, and he liked me or whatnot, and he said that he was going to send it over to Coach Robe, and if Coach Robe liked me, then, you know what I'm saying, he would give me a call. So at that point, it was just like, all right, I've been here before. I've been here the last 2-3 years, to be honest. Like, everybody's saying, yeah, we like your film, yeah, we like you or whatnot, and we're going to give you a chance. But it was just like I said, this one time I was like, I'm just putting it all on the table. If it is what it is, it is. If it isn't, it isn't. I'm just giving it all to God. So probably about an hour went by, and I get a random 920 number, and I'm like, who is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm sitting there with my girlfriend and my children, and I'm like, who is this? And my girlfriend's like, answer the phone. You know what I'm saying? You never know who might be answering the phone. So I answer the phone, and it's like, hey, this is Coach Roberson, Green Bay Blizzard. This is Mike Green. And it's like, I was just like in shock. It was like, so I talked to Coach Robe, and he was telling me that camp started in really not the next day, but like in a day and a half, so 2 days. So I had to find a flight to get to Green Bay by the next day so I could be able to be here to get my equipment to go to Michigan for camp. Like I said, man, it's nothing but God, man. Like, I thank God to this day. I still thank him every day and all day. Like, he's the reason I'm here. I got a plane ticket. I ended up getting a plane ticket to Chicago, driving from Chicago to Green Bay, getting here like 2 in the morning, and the rest is just God. I just went through camp just like, it's just a blessing to be here. If I make the team, if I don't make the team, like, it's just a blessing to be here, and I'm here.
And kind of how things shook out for you. You did make the team, but kind of for those first few weeks, you kind of were sitting behind as a healthy scratch behind 4 receivers and Raheem Harvey with the aforementioned 3 of Steve, Shaq, and Queese. But then injuries kind of make their way in the receiver room, and you find your way into the lineup, and you really didn't take any time to not show out. You scored a touchdown, I believe that was your first game against Iowa. And then you had a return touchdown in Week 11, and you've been in the lineup since. What was that perseverance like, kind of sticking through that, knowing that your opportunity it could still come, and trying to make the most of it?
I just feel like it was just a test of faith. I had a test of faith early in my college career. Well, really late in my college career, my senior year. I tore my UCL, and I feel like I really just lost sight of the main goal, which is to do God's will. So I feel like he was just sitting me down to understand what was really the main goal. So I feel like when I came here, it wasn't tough because I understood that it wasn't about my timing. It's all about God's timing. So whenever God feel like it's your time, it's your time, because he will never put nothing on you that you can't handle. It's all he always gonna put you in the right place to succeed when he knows that it's your time to succeed. So me sitting down, it wasn't really so much of me being frustrated that I wasn't playing, because anybody that sees me on the sideline when I wasn't playing, I'm always happy. I'm always dancing. I'm always on the field with my teammates, because like I said, and like I always say, it's just a blessing to even be here. A lot of people want to be here. A lot of people want to still put on the uniform. A lot of people know that they still can do it, and they're not here. So, I mean, it's just a blessing to be here. I'll never take anything here for granted, like from the people to this interview, my time playing, the fans, the kids in the community. Like just from this hotel that's allowing us to stay here, man. Everything's just a blessing, man. I smile about it every day. It's just a blessing.
And kind of on top of that, the blessings that have been here in Green Bay. What's been your favorite part about Green Bay so far? Favorite place, favorite activity to do? What has been your best memory so far in Green Bay?
Green Bay, our best memory. Honestly, I wouldn't even say a place or a thing. I would say it's the people. Everybody I interact with, I mean, it's a nice, great place here. Like, I haven't met anybody that's just out the way or just like not, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's just their self. Everybody's just so happy and just, you know what I'm saying, outgoing. They're just so excited to meet new people and just like, I feel like it's just so family oriented here. So I feel like that's the best thing about Green Bay for real, the people here. Like, and the love for football is amazing. Like, I've probably never been a part of, I've been a part of a fan base this big, but the love for football, I think because it's just two teams here, like us and the Packers. So it's like the support is just super strong. You feel me?
I definitely attest to that. And growing up here, once Packers season is over, there's a lot of people in this town that want their football fix, and they get it through, February to July, which then it's kind of a year-round thing. Once Packers season is done, rolls right into where Blizzard season's starting to start, and then when Blizzard season's over with, then you've got OTAs and camp coming around for the Packers. So it's kind of a nice year-round thing that, people love football in this town. This is a football town, and you can tell that, like you just said, people here love the game of football. The last thing I want to dive into, I do want to. There's something new that I want to start here at the end, but last question, kind of relating to the season. You obviously kind of talked about it a little bit at the beginning, but you guys are going into Tulsa this week, still with business to finish to try and get into the playoffs. You're going to need a little bit of help now, but the best thing that you can do is take care of your own business, and the rest plays itself out. You go into this matchup with Tulsa, and Tulsa's put together some really close games at home in their last 4 or 5 matchups. How do you guys go forward knowing that you guys have to play a full 60 minutes against this squad, and it's going to be a hostile environment with a tough crowd behind them? How do you guys look to try and get that W, that first of 3 down the stretch here in Tulsa?
As far as like getting the W is, I mean, we work hard. We've been working hard all week. But as far as like the tough crowd and the tough team is, man, it's all just God's will, man. You go out and just have fun and just know that you putting your all out there and you let God handle the rest. You know what I'm saying? You have a smile on your face with the outcome because you put your best out. If you put your best out and everybody else beside you, like I said earlier in the interview, you do their 1/8 and put the best out and know, like I said, that it's God's will, man. You can just have fun with it. We'll be okay. Like, it's easy. Just go out there and have fun with it.
And this brings us to the last thing. Usually I'll ask just one question. I'm thinking going forward, I'm going to start to ask like 3 or 4 smaller questions. Okay. It used to be like, what's one fun fact about you? But now I'm going to ask about 4 questions to kind of lead you there and kind of like a quick 2-minute drill, kind of, so to speak. First question would be, what is your guilty pleasure song? Like, not one that most people would listen to, but what's one that you just, when you hear it, that is your jam?
That I'll just sing just out of nowhere. That's pretty tough.
We move on to the next one.
Yeah, just come back.
All right. Favorite TV show?
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob's a good one. Favorite NFL team or favorite pro sports team growing up?
Football, Baltimore Ravens. Baseball, New York Yankees. Basketball, Chicago Bulls.
And favorite athlete growing up, maybe on one of those teams?
Football, Lamar Jackson. Baseball, Derek Jeter. Basketball, Derrick Rose.
And then we're going to come back around to this favorite song. What do you got? Could be favorite artist, too.
My favorite artists, I had to say my brothers, Ty and Tay.
There you go. A nice little shameless plug in there at the end. So we'll hope to kind of get that a little bit more streamlined for the last couple of episodes. But you did well with it, Mike. We want to really thank you for your time here today. And this great conversation that we just had about your story and how you've made your way here to Green Bay. So really want to thank you again for your time today.
Thank you. I just want to give all the glory to God, you know what I'm saying, all the honor, and just thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We want to thank you for tuning into this week's episode of Talking Blizz. For Mike Green, all of us here at the Green Bay Blizzard, I'm Joey Bonadonna signing off. Blizzard on the road this week at the Tulsa Oilers. They play on Saturday night. You can tune in live on YouTube. And as this team still is in the running for a chance at the playoffs and a road to Vegas. Thank you again for tuning in. We'll see you in the next one. As always, go Blizz.